Hello and welcome to this week's angling vlog. This week you join me at midday on the banks of the Belmont complex. We're not fishing the method feeder today, we're going to be fishing one of the most simple tactics that you can. Free lining, maggots and bread. So ever since the clocks went forward, it has given me that extra hour after work to get out and spend an hour or two on the venue just looking for those opportunities to get a bite. Over the past week or two, I've been making the most of those evenings. I've been nipping up here with the method feeder and sometimes with just a bit of bread that you're going to see today. It's an excellent way after the day's work just to get out and get a bend in the rod. So there's three pools that we're going to be fishing today. We've got Willow, Rowan and Yew Tree. We're just going to walk around and look for those opportunities to get a bite. I can't wait to get started and hopefully the session this afternoon will be as good as those evenings have been for the past week or two. If you are new around here, my name's Danny and every Friday at 6 PM a new video does go live on the channel. So if you want to subscribe down below, there's a new video every week to watch with all manner of fishing, rivers, lakes, canals, pike to dace. And today it's carp. Hope you enjoyed this vlog. If you can, leave it a like if you do enjoy it. And let's get started. Tactics for the session really are simple. It's all about being light and mobile. I've got my Cobham twin tip and I've got the Avon tip in that. That's got 8-pound line and it is literally down to a size 10 hook. Nothing in between. I've got a loaf of bread and some maggots. Obviously the maggots are there if you want to bait up a margin or have a slow sinking bunch of maggots. It's all about, you know, walking around and looking for opportunities. The only other bits of tackle that I've got with me is a selfie stick for doing the blog, an unlooking mat and a landing net. It's all about just being able to be mobile. So what we'll do is we'll take a look at the first swim. There's a few carp mooching about. I'm just going to try and drop some bread in and hopefully we can just get one of those opportunistic bites where we drop in on a scenario and put a bait in front of a carp's face. That is what it's all about. So the most important thing with this type of fishing is to walk around and try and find the fish. And as you can see down there, if we zoom in, you can see the fish are patrolling this area here. And well back from the water, you can see. Now looking at them, they're not on the top, they're beneath the water. So the first thing I'm going to try is just a single piece of bread on the bottom. That's going to be my opening try. Stay well back, do all the prep here and then see if we can get one. As you can see, it's been quite frustrating so far. There's been, you know, opportunities where we've had quite a lot of carp on us in the edge. We've built the opportunity, but they just haven't played ball. I've dropped on this pool, just walking around, just looking for opportunities, and that's what this fishing allows you to do. You know, travel super light, lovely soft action rod, 8-pound line, and you can have great fun. You see the reel spinning, you just take your time and enjoy it. You know, it's about getting that bend, and that take is the drug, isn't it? Seeing them lips come up and take the bread. And that's what them night sessions have been like for me up here. Been great fun. Today's been quite hard, as you've seen. We've had all them carp on us, and sometimes you build the opportunity, it doesn't come off. But the beauty of travelling light, you can just move and try another place. Proper made up with this little ghostie, full of character, a hard fight. And what we'll do now, we'll take a look at those sessions that I've been doing recently, coming up here with similar tactics. And what a change in weather. Up to around about 20 degrees today, and I was sat at my desk in work, and with 2 hours of the day left, I've just shot out with a loaf of bread, a light rod, 8-pound line and a hook. We've just managed to hook the first one of this short evening, and with the sun shining through the office window all day, just knew this evening just have to get out, no quicker way than a bit of bread and a hook. Let's get it straight back. So we'll just vlog this one really quickly. As I say, not got long this evening, and that's the second one, just coming on that sinking bread. As I say, not really on the top, just beneath the water, and having it slowly falling through. He's picking them up. You just wait for that line to bolt out. Last of the day, sun just going down. This time of night is all about creating opportunities, and I've just got a carp feeding just down here, just a piece of floating crust, which is downfall. There is 1 or 2 more about, but I very much doubt with this disturbance we'll get another chance. But this type of fishing most definitely is about creating those scenarios, you know, little bits of bread here, little bits of bread there, and just creating those feeding opportunities to get a bite. You don't have long, maybe an hour or 2 after work, and you've just got to make the most of them. And that could be the last one of the session. 3 carp. We've had 2 hours of the late evening sun, and we're ending it with this beautiful little carp. Just on the way back to the car, had a drop in the other pool and watched the bread fall through the water, and out he came. You can see there, still a couple of leeches on it, but what beautiful colours. The 4th fish of the evening, and great fun. Walking around the pool, it's quite clear that a lot of the carp with this breeze aren't on the top. So what I'm going to do, you can see all the scum from the carp ripping up the bottom all over the pool as they're waking up has all collected down this bottom end. So obviously with that wind blowing in, there'll be food. I'm just going to put some of the maggots in. That's why I brought them. Not really to put on the hook, although a slow sinking maggot is a great bait. Some of the casters in them will float, but just putting some along this bank. Just a few handfuls, not loads. So they're only maggots at the end of the day. And what we'll do, we'll go for the wander, look for other opportunities, but it gives us an area to come back and check. The water here is already coloured, so it looks like an area where the carp are active, you know, following the wind, all that food that's in that scum, like I say. But sometimes it's not always about surface fishing. Today there is bits of cloud that keep making the sun go in, so the carp aren't up on the top basking as they would if there was no wind and no cloud cover. So I'm just going to keep checking back here and see if anything turns up. So I've just come back to that area where I've been feeding those maggots after probably a 10-15 minute walk looking for opportunities. I've just come back, and as you can see, it's as clear as day that Mr. Carp is in the swim. The bottom's been teared up, and you can just see them plumes of bottom coming up. It's always good not to cast straight away, give them time to settle, but let's get a bait in. So I've just been feeding the maggots down there, and as you can see, all the commotion and the bottom's been ripped up, and just been sitting patiently waiting on a big piece of bread for that line to pull tight, and eventually it has. I'd say I'm gonna have some great fun on here, margin fishing in the weeks to come, definitely, and on the waggler when all this scum clears. But it just shows how active the carp are when you look at all that scum and you look how much it's just teared up here. So hopefully this bit of the vlog has just shown that it's not all about surface fishing. You can create little feeding opportunities in the edge, you know, put a bit of bait in, go for a wander, come back, check the spot, and they give themselves away. The water's coloured, and as you can see, the bottom's being ripped up. So after that fish on willow, just popped a few more maggots in the edge and left them to it, see if anything comes back. Say carp, when they know food's there, will come back. You know, you only have to look at match fishing for that, don't you? You know, when they're catching them in the matches, they're just carp like any other. Come back to this spot here where we started this morning, and along this bank where, you know, when you look at the footage back, if I've got it, they were on us and not taking the bait, weren't they? So I've just seen one or two mooching back down here. So the old faithful maggots again, and just not too many, just enough to get them close in enough so they're on this clear patch here. You know, that'll let me see me bread on the bottom. I want to get them not in the dark water out there. Obviously you can watch your line for it shooting, but when you've got such a clear area there, it's much easier to just watch your piece of bread. So a bit too far that one. Just about there. So what we'll do is we'll leave it, sit back a bit. They've been coming around this corner, going along here, and then sneaking back in, and they do sneak back in, believe you me. They come from that dark water and you just see the odd tail. So hopefully next time they come round, we'll be waiting. And that is what it's all about, hooking them in the margin and them bolting out the swim. Just been putting the maggots down there this morning, and you've seen, you know, they weren't having it. They were coming in, they were all over us, and then just sneaking back in. There was one or two on the spot, and don't know how much of it's come up on the GoPro, but you could just see them sneaking in and out. And then we've managed to hook one on a piece of bread, free lined in the swim. And that is what these evenings have been about, just making these little opportunities, you know, walking, a lot of walking and looking, you know, dropping a bit of bait here, a few maggots there, a bit of bread, and you can have great fun. They weren't having it when we first come on here. You can hopefully see that on the GoPro footage when we had multiple in the swim and we just couldn't get a bite. You come at a different time when they've settled, and it doesn't take too long. There you go. If that doesn't sum up what fun you can have just on some bread, maggots, a single hook and a bit of line. I don't know what will. What an absolutely stunning fish to end this vlog. Wish you all tight lines in your own fishing, and I'll catch you all next week. Tight lines.